So in this lecture, we will continue with sweep feature and we will solve a next type of problem in sweep. What if whenever we have multiple sketches along multiple guide? In that types of situation, we use this swept feature. Now to understand this, I go to open. From your project file, go to this folder of swept and you need to select the file that is swept1 and click OK. So inside this file, the swept has already been created. So you just need to go to this swept, right click and click on delete. So now we are going to create the swept once again. Zoom in here, go to this home tab and then go to more and select swept. Also we can go to this menu, insert, sweep and then swept feature. Click on this swept. Now inside this dialog window, first thing it is showing, select the sections. Here we need to select the sketches. So I select this first sketch and now we can see we have multiple sketches here. So now to insert the multiple sketches, we need to click on this option of add new set. So click on this add new set and then select this second sketch and once again click on this add new set and select this third sketch. And then we need to select the guide curves. So here it is showing guide. So in this option we can select maximum 3 guide curves. So select this curve and select this first curve. Now I have 2 guides. So we can select the second guide curve, rotate this and then select add new set. Select the second guide curve. And then rest of the option I am taking as default and click OK. And now from here we can see a swept has been created. Now this swept is following all the 3 sketches. So this is sketch 1, 2 and 3. And now it is also following these guide curves. Okay. So I go to this swept once again, double click on this. And here we can find some more options like spine. So spine is again one more additional curve which will also work as a guide. And then we have option of interpolation, scaling. So we will cover this later. Now we can see multiple arrows here. So these arrows represent the direction of sketch. So let's say I go to this cancel. I go to the sweep, right click and delete. So once again I create the sweep. So go to swept option. Select the curves one by one. Select this first curve. Add new set, select the second curve. Now what I am going to do is I am going to reverse the direction of the second curve. So I can double click on this curve here. Also I can click on this reverse direction. So I can select any of the option. So click on reverse option. Then once again add new set. Select this third curve, sketch. And then select the guide curves. Select the first guide and select the second guide. Add new set and second guide. So basically what I am going to show you with this example is that whenever we have arrows or direction that are not in similar directions, in that case the geometry will be self-intersect. So here we can see the geometry is self-intersecting. So these two surfaces are intersecting with each other. So in these types of situation, a proper swept will not be created. So we have to be careful when we create the swept. All these sketch curves should be in same direction. So I just have to make a double click on this and now we can see we have a proper swept. So I can click OK. Now I'm going to explore some more options in the swept feature. So to understand this, I go to file and go to open. In your project file, open this file that is swept2 and click OK. A swept has already been created, so go to this swept from model tree, right click and delete it. So I have to create the swept office, so go to swept, select the first curve click on add new set, select this second curve. Once again click on add new set and click on this third curve. We can see all the three arrows are in same direction, so there is no problem. Click on this guide curve. We have only one guide curve, so I select this line. Click on this sketch. Now in this interpolation we can see when a surface will be created, it is a linear surface. Here we can see from this point to this point it is a straight line. So the reason it is creating a straight line is because of interpolation. In the interpolation we have selected it as a linear. So when it is linear it will follow a line as a guide curve. So in this interpolation we can select cubic and blend. So when I select this cubic, it will create the surface of higher order. So now we can see we have a curvature in the surface. Similarly we can also create a blend. So I can select blend option and it will create a blend that is tangent with respect to the surfaces. So I can go to the settings. Here we can see the solid and sheet. So inside this solid it will create a solid. When I select the sheet, click on the sheet, so it will create a surface. So I can click OK. So in this way we can create the interpolation. So next thing I want to discuss in script is, so let's say I go to file, once again I go to open, select this file swap 3 and click OK. Now inside this I have a sketch and I have a guide curve. So I go to this swept and then select this sketch, go to guide curve and select this curve as a guide. Select this sketch. Now we can see a swept has been created. So inside the option of settings, so go to the option of settings. Inside the settings we can see this option that is called split output along guide. So right now we can see it has created a single solid. So if we want to create the split of a solid with respect to the guide curve, I can make a check on this split output along guide. Check on this and click OK. And now we can see the geometry has been split with respect to the guide curve. So in this way we can create the swept feature.